Okay, so RuPaul is getting a lot of backlash for opening up an all-inclusive online bookstore carrying banned and offensive books. So according to the website, they believe censorship is incompatible with the survival of democracy. However, after the outcry, they have reportedly removed works by Donald Trump, Elon Musk, and Matt Walsh. So what do we think of this story? And should the books have been removed?
Yeah, it's a tricky one, right? But I really wish he hadn't have done it, because I think I understand his motivation behind including them all. He recently was profiled in the New Yorker, and he said some really interesting things about the way he thinks parents right now are maybe trying to make their kids so comfortable by protecting them from discomfort at all costs, so that the kids will never experience any discomfort. But the problem is the world is uncomfortable, right? And then he went on to talk about sort of his guiding Zen master. I think that's how we referred to him. And this might shock you, Bugs Bunny. And he said Bugs Bunny is always one step ahead of stupidity. And that really sort of, if you think about that and then think about this bookstore, having all titles available. I mean, if you agree with something, if you disagree with something, why do you disagree with it? You have to understand both sides. You have to be prepared, for lack of a better analogy, for battle. If you want to sort of combat, if you want to have a dialogue, if you want to challenge people. So I feel like he's placating the very people that he was intending to challenge, you know?
Better the devil you know than the one you don't.
And you make such great points. Knowledge is power. And I think the problem right now is most people are just getting their news from where? TikTok. They're getting it from X or Twitter. No one calls it X anyways, right? And no one's reading past the headline, but everybody has a very strong opinion about some very big topics like Israel and Hamas. We've seen a lot of people take to their social media and they're typing all kinds of stuff, but in their answers and the things that they're putting out there, I'm like, do you really know what you're talking about? Have you done the research? Have you done the reading? And I'll tell you something, there was a situation I had on air years ago that I was embarrassed about. So we were just doing this little fun exercise. Like, it was a top 3 things that guys like about a girl. And one of them was guys like girls who read. And I made the joke, oh, I should buy the book War and Peace. And my co-host said, yeah, and I'll buy Mein Kampf. And that reaction, some people reacted and some people didn't. I didn't react because I didn't know what Mein Kampf was, but the people who did were just kind of stunned. And in that moment, it wasn't about what my co-host said, it was the fact that I thought I knew that I didn't like Nazis because Nazis are bad, but in that moment I realized I had no knowledge. I'd never read, I didn't know, I only knew what people were telling me was wrong. But I'd never taken the time, a person who worked in a library for 7 years, to pick up a book and actually read and find out from both sides what happened, what was the mentality of this side, what were they thinking, along with people on the other side. And that was my lesson. Just like, you know what, do the reading. So I understand what Ru was trying to do. He's like, you can't just hate people. You have to understand where they're coming from. Also to protect yourself if you're going to go into battle with them. You need to know the way
that's armor.
Well, this is interesting. Nia on Facebook wrote, as a trans woman, I believe book availability plays a crucial role in promoting literacy, fostering intellectual curiosity, creating debate, offering different points, different views of culture, politics, and belief systems, and it advances society as a whole. Thank you, Nia. And I wonder, not that I'm asking you to share, but I'm wondering about the age. And I do think what I'm finding with my older queer friends and older queer people that I follow online, that there is a kind of impatience a little bit. Impatience is maybe the wrong word, but kind of looking at to younger queer activists and activism and being like, are you missing a little bit of nuance here? There's an analogy made recently, or a noticing of the fact that there was this trend of burning J.K. Rowling's Harry Potter books, because J.K. Rowling has become a very divisive figure recently for some comments she's made about the trans community. And the fact is that who burns books, or historically has burned books? It's right-wingers who deem information inappropriate and offensive. And then you had certain people saying, we're gonna burn this because we find it inappropriate and offensive. And when you start sharing on a Venn diagram similar methodologies, I think we're in a scary spot. So I think we need to pump the brakes. And I think, well, I'll just say that this was on Ru's website. We cannot fight the ideologies of hate if we lack the ability to study, understand, react to them, and we do that by reading books.
Incredible. Hey there, what did you think? Drop your comments below and join the conversation. And don't forget to like and subscribe so you can find more on everything from food and fashion to pop culture and current events. See you soon.